Is there any other vocal warm-ups you'd like to do before we get started?
No.
Was that one, or
It's
is
the
that just a
beginning.
very
No,
simple one?
it's the beginning of a very long and complex one.
Wait, let me do my vocal warm-ups. No. All right, I'm ready. I recently saw a movie in the theater, a movie you wouldn't expect to see playing on the big screen. Mary Poppins.
Oh,
I never saw it when I was a child.
really? Yep. Oh my God!
We can't watch it for this show.
I love the song "Chim Chimney."
Yeah.
I find it very creepy.
Why do you think it's creepy?
I think it might be entirely in the minor key, but definitely the last verse of Chim Chimney.
Where he threatens to murder you in your sleep?
Basically, yeah.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiree. I'm going to murder you in your sleep.
There's a song in it called "Don't Fall Asleep" too.
She's warning the children.
All of those songs have a subtext.
Stay away from Bert.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That's what you say when you want to banish Bert to his home dimension. I've got a bunch of movies that I've never seen before. You don't know what they are. Every episode I'm going to spring one on you. We'll watch it and talk about it. Welcome to the basement. In this, our inaugural year of Welcome to the Basement, we've only watched one animated film. Disney's 1986 comedy mystery, The Great Mouse Detective. There are so many non-Disney entities that have made great animated films. Ralph Bakshi, Chuck Jones, Don Bluth, John Lasseter, Miyazaki, Nick Park, the list goes on and on. But for our second foray into animation, I just have to go back to Disney. This film, not one of Disney's most famous films, certainly its most infamous. I'm of course talking about the 1946 film that mixes live action, animation, and racial stereotypes, Song of the South.
Oh, man.
This movie is not technically an animated film. It's mostly live action. Less than a third of it is animated. It didn't just become controversial in the light of modern-day political correctness. It was controversial right out the gate, drawing fire from the NAACP and from Disney's own publicist, Vern Caldwell, who wrote, quote, "The Negro situation is a dangerous one. Between the Negro haters and the Negro lovers, there are many chances to run afoul of situations that could run the gamut, all the way from the nasty to the controversial."
That statement is as offensive as this movie.
Released in 1946, Song of the South received mixed critical reviews, profitable box office numbers, and an Academy Award for its signature song,
Zip-A-Dee-Doo-Dah.
The film premiered in Atlanta at the Fox Theater. Star James Baskett, Uncle Remus himself, could not attend the premiere because of Atlanta's racial segregation laws. As always, I have a gift for you, so here it is.
Hey, it's harmonica.
Yep, that is a Hohner Sea Harp. If you want to make your own Song of the South, that'll help you out. Won't you come with us to the old leather couch for some down-home entertainment in the form of Disney's 1946 sort of animated film, Song of the South.
Never had a lesson.
Well, this isn't racist so far. John, a big shot news reporter, drops his wife Sally and his son Johnny off at their grandmother's plantation.
Listen, you ain't never hit no frogs like them in Atlanta.
Hello, Mrs. Torrance.
As soon as they get there, Johnny finds out that his father is going back to the city.
But I've got a job to do. And you've got one too. Taking care of mother and grandmother.
And being dressed up like Gigi.
Johnny is very despondent about this and decides to run away when he meets old Uncle Remus, who distracts him from his escape with a Brer Rabbit folk tale.
It happened on one of them Zip-A-Dee-Doo-Dah days. Zip-A-Dee-Dah, Zip-A-Dee-Dee.
I won't make any royalties from this song. We see that Brer Rabbit is also preparing to run away from his briar patch. He gets caught in a snare by that nasty old Brer Fox.
Da, 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 da.
Brer Rabbit shouldn't be worried about him because he only wants to pet the rabbits and take care of them.
Don't run with an axe pointed at your face. First rule of axe running.
He gets in a scuffle with Brer Fox and Brer Bear, and he escapes.
You think we ought to go, Uncle Remus?
Your psychological mind games have worked. Inspired by the rousing tale, Johnny decides to stay.
Where's the trouble with the weaver?
99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. The next day, Johnny wants to do nothing more than go frog hunting with his friend.
I'll bring you some. How do you do?
But his mother dresses him up in frilly velveteen foppery. How you gonna go frog hunting when you're dressed up like the Blue Boy?
Whoa! Stay waiting there. You can't cut across there.
The bull pasture, a place where he should never ever go. And they completely forget about that for most of the rest of the movie.
We ought to ground him. Sure, he's the rot.
He also meets Ginny.
This here's my puppy. You leave him alone.
She's got a couple of red-headed brothers who ain't nothing but mean.
You let go of him before I knock your head clean off.
Scott Fargus.
Look at that lace collar.
That's fabulous.
Look at the little girlie wearing a lace collar.
This is the finest of Atlanta fineries.
You can have him. For keeps, if you'll be nice to him.
Johnny can't keep the puppy in the house.
She ain't gonna allow you to have no mangy, no-count puppy like that.
Mangy No Account Puppy is my band name. I hope you come by and see us. We play mostly indie, a little bit of 77 punk.
We're going to be playing down at the 40 Watt Club in Athens 2 weekends from now.
We do an ironic cover of Zip-A-Dee-Doo-Dah. So instead of giving it back, he gives it to Uncle Remus to take care of. And he gets to hear another Brer Rabbit story.
Find out, Brer Rabbit, better mend your ways. You's heading for trouble one of these days. Warning, that rabbit is wasting your breath.
Don't worry about me.
I fall to my death.
This one about the infamous Tar Baby.
Which is a little awkward with the connotations that name has.
Now, don't... Now.
He gave the bear a Brazilian.
It's like they've been waiting for Godot.
Who are we waiting for? We're waiting for Godot. Oh!
Brer Rabbit wait for the tar baby to say, "Fine, how are you?" But the tar baby, he don't say nothing.
Brer Rabbit is dressed like a 40s choreographer.
I specs I'll have to skin ya.
Walt Disney's Hostel.
But Brer Rabbit gets out of that trap too.
And Johnny uses the classic Brer Rabbit reverse psychology tactics to foil the bullies who are trying to take back the puppy.
We're gonna tell on you. Don't tell your mom.
Don't kiss each other.
But unfortunately, they get back the puppy and presumably drown it.
Johnny's got our dog and we want it back.
Johnny got his gun.
Do you find the dress as provocative as I do?
Johnny's mom throws him a big birthday party. Hickama gravy truck? And Johnny wants nothing more than to invite his new friend Ginny. But Ginny's brothers, the two bullies, they ruin everything. Uncle Remus comes along, and against the mother's explicit wishes, he tells them another Brer Rabbit story about Brer Rabbit's laughing place.
Another situation with Fox and Bear.
How did these two get to be roommates?
Everybody's got a laughing place to go ho ho.
Hey, there ain't nothing in here except bees.
Everybody's got a stinging place where swarms of bees make your life hell.
You should have made a fool out yourself this time.
You shouldn't have said Candyman 3 times.
Why'd it have to be bees? Why'd it have to be bees?
Mom finds out about the story, and she's not happy. She tells Remus to keep his distance. Uncle Remus, despondent, decides to leave and move to Atlanta. This reminds me of a story when Brer Rabbit sadly moved out of his house.
When Johnny finds out, he chases after Remus, but Remus is going too fast, so Johnny takes a shortcut through a field. The bull field. Uh-oh, Chekhov's gun's about to go off. Whoa, jeez.
Dead. And he gets trampled. We'll bury him next to the puppy.
He's brought back to the plantation to die. His
This song is listed in the Alan Lomax catalog of folk songs as Fancy Boy Death Moan. Johnny's not looking too good. He might not make it.
There's only one thing that can save Johnny, and that's the power of imagination.
Uncle Remus.
You are a magical Negro, right? We need your help.
And he decides that he wants to live.
And everything is okay in the end.
Things are looking mighty satisfaction.
I'll see you in your bedroom later, where I'll find your laughing place, if you know what I mean. And the puppy's alive, too.
It's the truth. It's actual. It was mighty satisfactual. Just figure that out now.
Song of the South. Mighty satisfactual? I thought it was okay.
Did you?
I didn't think it was terrible.
I've found the little kids' screeching voices to be intolerable. Everyone talks about how the racism is what kills this movie. It's really the fact that it's got those horrible children in it.
But not to tell our mom. And when we told her, she gave us a whipping.
Mama, Johnny, mama, whipping. Not one of them could do a southern accent. And all they could do is screech.
I'm gonna tell him about Blue Rabbit. He'll laugh like anything.
He'll laugh like guinea pig.
Is this movie racist?
You know,
Uncle Remus had dignity.
Yeah.
Uncle Remus had wisdom and intelligence. The little boy wasn't a little buckwheat boy. He was just a normal boy.
And Grandma seems to be cool.
Grandma was very open-minded.
Yeah.
Uncle Remus was allowed in the house. I mean, there wasn't really the easy tropes of racism. I mean, they were still making those Tom and Jerry cartoons with the kitchen mammy who's like, Thomas! You get out! O-W-T out!
That's not how you spell out.
See, that's offensive.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're portraying a racial person. A racial person? What does that even mean? As being ignorant. You see an old black man mentoring a young white boy, you would think that was like, oh, these two different social classes, these two different races, they can actually come together.
It's a cliche now.
Yeah. But the disconnect with how society really was, I guess, was what rubbed people the wrong way.
Isn't everything wonderful in the South? Whites and blacks and rich and poor hang out together.
And I think that was the main problem that people had with it then and now. This doesn't take place during slavery times. I don't know if you knew that.
Really?
Yeah. All of the black characters are free. They're not slaves. So people thought like, oh, they're these slaves and they just love it and they get along with their masters
and they sing and they sing.
Mainly the problem is that you just can't portray black people in this way anymore. It just doesn't work.
No.
The cartoons are very fun.
When I was a kid, I saw those cartoons hundreds of times on the Disney Channel. Oh, and Brer Fox, he lay low. I always thought that was a catchphrase with me and my sister.
You know what I think this movie is really about?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
I think it's about the nature of storytelling and the necessity of it.
I think it's about the necessity of a father figure. Beginning of the story, the father is dumping the wife and the kid off at the plantation and going away. The boy is upset, and so he latches onto Uncle Remus. Uncle Remus is a surrogate father figure. The father comes home at the end, and everything's great. If you look at the two bullies, the red-headed bullies, their father is gone too. Maybe if he was around, those kids wouldn't be drowning puppies and be so bad. So I think the whole story is about the importance of a boy having a father figure.
And how storytelling is life, and it can actually bring life to people who are in need of it.
Song of the South, we watched it. Folksy tales, troublesome portrayals of certain people. You be the judge. Watch Song of the South. Let us know what you thought.
Or just watch the cartoons.
That's an option as well.
And Brer Matt, he lay low.
How about some viewer comments?
Oh, excellent.
Rock Joker 88. Thank you guys very, very much. Love the show. Never stop doing this.
Never.
You both look incredibly organic in this basement talking about movies of all kinds of genres. So comfortable and domestic an atmosphere you've made. I'm glad that you like the basement. Maybe one of these days I'll take our viewers on a tour to different parts of the basement.
Yeah, you should.
Explore its dark corners.
There's certain places you don't want to go. Not down here.
Stacks and stacks of bootleg copies of Song of the South down here. Menegoth, thanks so much for recommending Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. It surpassed all my expectations and I loved every minute of it. Glad you watched it.
There you go.
It's time for us to go to our old Seen It place.
Seen It! Seen It is a portion of our show where you guys have sent in comments and suggestions, and Matt's going to tell you that he's already seen those movies.
Today is a special edition of Seen It. It's something I like to call Seen It, Own It. I'm going to talk about movies that not only I've seen, I've purchased them. Rebecca Ann Jordan, There Will Be Blood. Seen it.
Those of you who know me know that I'm an older man.
Great movie, love it. Both of us have just seen The Master. I think Paul Thomas Anderson is one of the truly brilliant filmmakers working today, and certainly in the pantheon with John Ford and Alfred Hitchcock and just all the great directors of history. I think he's a true artist, not afraid to take chances and not make formulaic films.
And he's like Kubrick in the fact that it takes him 5 or 6 years to make every new movie.
But it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Tony Izzo from Facebook. You guys ever see Glengarry Glen Ross? I strongly recommend it. Oh ho ho, I've seen it.
He was in it.
Yep, I was in the play. I played Aronow. I meet Gestapo tactics.
I assistant directed that play.
That's not how I did it. I didn't do an Alan Arkin, like, Jewish voice.
He was doing a Christopher Walken.
I meet Gestapo tactics, please. We talked about this movie for the Bottle Movies segment a few episodes back. It actually ended up getting cut. Didn't seem like to be enough of a bottle movie. They go to the Chinese restaurant. They go to the donut shop.
Yeah.
They go to the guy's house. They're all over the place. But it certainly is a bottle movie in spirit. And one of my favorites. This is a top 10 movie for me. Will Zuniga, Facebook. I would recommend Stardust Memories. Resaw it after 3 years, and it still keeps me hooked. Seen it.
Seen it.
Probably my favorite Woody Allen movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be in my top 10.
Alexander Keith, The Thin Man. I love The Thin Man. This is one of my favorite comedies from the 30s. It's hilarious. It's still hilarious. You will laugh. Myrna Loy is cute as a goddamn button.
That dog, Asta.
Nothing is standing in your way. Watch The Thin Man today.
I read that you got shot 4 times in the tabloids.
That's not true. They never got near my tabloids. Jared Hazelwood. These are all Facebook comments.
Hey, Facebook, represent.
Hey guys, chances are you guys have already seen it, but I am going to suggest Blade Runner. It's my favorite movie, and even if this makes it to seen it, I'd love to know what you thought of it. You're about to find out, Jared.
Seen it.
This is one of the first DVDs ever made. This is the really old. It's got this thing, and then it's got just this shitty cardboard cover. And it's a 2-sided DVD.
You have to flip it over?
So it's a little piece of history here for you history buffs. Blade Runner.
Never gets old. I've seen that movie I don't know how many times, and there's always something more to see. And once you get tired of that version, there's like 4 or 5 different versions that Ridley Scott put out.
Nicholas Cole. If you are looking into films by auteur directors, I'd recommend Quentin Tarantino's film Reservoir Dogs. You may have already seen it, but I'm interested to see what you guys thought of it. Seen it.
Had the movie memorized at some point in my life.
When I first saw this movie, I think I watched it every day for a week.
Yeah.
However, I don't think it holds up.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
There are certain scenes that are still as engaging and as shocking as when they were made, but so much of this dialogue is just really cringeworthy. I just can't listen to it anymore. It's not Tarantino's best writing.
But Reservoir Dogs meant so much to me. It
me
came
too.
out right before we went to college. Reservoir Dogs was one of the things that pushed me away from the multiplex and into the art house.
That doesn't mean that a movie is going to have the shelf life that other classic movies do. Maybe I overwatched it. Is it possible to overwatch a movie and then suddenly you have an adverse reaction to it?
Or there's just nothing more to find.
What do you think, folks? Is there a movie that you've watched so many times that you don't like it anymore? Let us know. That's Seen It, and that's our show. We hope you enjoyed Song of the South, and we hope to see you again soon. Keep those comments coming. See you later.
Everybody has a laughing place to go home, home. Take a frown, turn it upside down, and you'll find yours, I know.
All right, that hurt.
Da da da.